What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to a chemistry style FUT draft video. I don't know if this is a glitch or if it's intentional. I do know and have sources to confirm that this has been in the game since the start of FIFA 16. I'm going to show you the outcome first, then I'm going to go and play this game and quit straight away to allow my opponent the first round win. I'll come back and then I'll show you how I've done what I've done. But first of all, let me explain what it is. Basically, you can put any chem style on any player in the FUT draft. Sounds great, doesn't it? Especially now that we know how important chem styles are. I want to first of all thank the person that emailed me showing me that my chem styles had changed. I then want to thank the person, and I can't remember the names, I do apologise because my emails get deleted quite often because I don't like run my own email account. I want to thank the person that gave a brief explanation to how it works. But third and finally, I want to thank Rich Oropeza, who has given a fully detailed breakdown of exactly how and when it works and how you can do it. Now you can see on the screen here, guys, my Figo here has Hawk, which is a decent chem style for Figo. My two strikers, my other two attackers both have Hunter. All three of my midfielders have Catalyst, which obviously is quite decent for midfielders. And then three of my four defenders have Shadow because I didn't have another Shadow chem style in the thing. So how did I get there? Well, let's find out. Okay, guys, so I forfeited my draft. Of course, I gave my opponent the 1-0 win to begin with. And we're going to get our prize, which is 2 gold packs and a premium silver player pack. I'm not going to open. I'll open them at the end of the video for those of you that want to hang around to see some packs. Probably going to make profit off them, which would be amazing. Now, I'm going to enter the online draft. What I'm going to do, guys, is explain, is just draft regularly, but also explain certain things whilst we're going through the draft. So to do this, you still want to pick a formation that you're comfortable with. I'm going to go with the 4-3-2-1. I really like it. What's going to happen is if you get a pick where you're not happy with any of the players, which we'll get very shortly. I'm going to take Messi here, though, as my captain. And in at strike, of course, now we're going La Liga. There's no one here La Liga. So now you've got two options. Number one, you can take a striker that you might use as a substitute or as a backup or potentially as a hybrid. So like we could go with Costa and then go into a La Liga or La Liga BPL hybrid. Or you can take someone with a chem style that you want to give to another player. For example, Lionel Messi currently has basic chem style, so we might want to give him finisher, which is something that Boney has. I don't actually want to give him finisher, but we might want him to. Catalyst is always a good one to take, so I'm going to take, for a chem style, not for a player, I'm going to take Giovinco, and this will become more apparent as we finish off the draft, right? Next up at the left forward spot, we are going to be taking Neymar, Ronaldo. We'll take Ronaldo because we want Ronaldo in the team. So we've got our Ronaldo and we've got our Lionel Messi, and then our centre mids are going to come in. And we're going to take first and foremost, we're going to take Kante here because not only is he going to serve as a good player, he's also got a Hunter chem style, which is what I want to give Lionel Messi. So we're going to take Kante. Now bear in mind, you've still got to take players for your team, but also not for your team. Does that make sense? So for here, for example, none of these players actually fit our team. Now Kante and Fernandinho do get a link, but I'm going to take Pirlo or Parolo. I could take Parolo to give a Hunter chem style to Ronaldo. That gives us 2 Hunter chem styles. So we're going to take Parolo for the Hunter chem style. And again, I know right now this isn't going to make sense, but trust me, when we get to the end of the draft, this will make perfect sense. Next up, we get Rafinha, who is very helpful to us, and he has a Hunter card. So we're going to take Rafinha, we're going to throw him in the middle there. Gives a strong link to Messi and a weak link to Ronaldo. Next up, we're going to go with probably going to take Luke Shaw, actually, because we have got a bit of a BPL theme going on. Could take Spanish would probably be more logical, wouldn't it? Monreal would be more logical. The Guardian isn't necessarily a chem style I want, so I'm going to take Luke Shaw. We're going to go with Luke Shaw. We're going to go see if we can build BPL down that left side or not. We get Carvajal here or DeMarcos. Once again, I'm going to actually take Carvajal because of the chem style that he has, because he has a Hunter chem style, which I'm going to apply to whatever striker we end up rolling with. Next up, we get Musacchio, we get Eric Bailly. Now, Bailly would be a good shout because he'll go get a strong link in there to Luke Shaw if needs be, but Musacchio makes more sense for that La Liga links. whilst chem styles are important here, they're not the be all and end all. Having a good team is probably more relevant. So we're going to take Bailly as our player, and I'm going to see if we can get BPL. If we can get Man United midfielder, that'd be ideal. Our players here, we get Dominguez and Exeter. So we're going to take Exeter for our La Liga, and boom, we're going to swap them around. That puts us up to 70 chemistry, not bad. And then in goals, we are going to be taking. Come on, give me a guy. There we go. We're going to take. Do we want Keylor Navas, or do we want Alves? We want Alves probably because he's got Cat. Although Keylor Navas on basic, we'll get a different goalkeeper for Keylor Navas chem style. So that's our main team right now. Right now, we don't have to do anything. Nothing's changed. We're building our team. We pick players that we want in the team. And then for the positions where we don't care about the players if they're in the team or not, we pick them for the chem style. We're then going to go to the reserves. Now, hopefully, here's where we can start to really flesh out our team and get the players that we need from La Liga specifically. Not La Liga 1, 2, 3. I need the other La Liga. So now we're going to be looking at taking a chem style rather than a player. And Catalyst, again, would be a good shout to put onto one of the players. So we'll take Catalyst, boom. We're going to then go for... Come on, give me something helpful. Contral, Cancelo, and Kappa are all pretty helpful to us. If we didn't have BP, although I could put one of them in midfield, couldn't I? Who's got the best passing? So Cancelo has the best passing and has Shadow, which we don't have a Shadow on yet. So we're going to take him. I'm going to throw him in there. He puts up to 82 chemistry, which is quite nice. We are going to go... What are we going to take here? We're going to take Felipe Anderson because he's just a good player. He'll be good to have on the bench. And again, you guys might be sitting and thinking all you're doing right now is drafting. Like, I don't understand. Oh wow, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs is left mid, not left wing, so it doesn't really help in that sense. But could just go in midfield to give good links. Could take David De Gea. Gets a strong link in. Yeah, we'll go with David De Gea because he gets that strong link to Bailly. Boosts our chemistry up to 88 and gets that Spanish link to the centre-back. That is brilliant. If we just get a Man United midfielder and a Real Madrid midfielder, will be ideal. We get Coleman there. Coleman I'm not interested in. How many Hunter cards do we already have? We already have 1, 2, 3. We already have 3 Hunter cards, so I don't need any more Hunter cards. We actually have 4 with Parolo as well. I guess we'll take Seamus Coleman. Just because he's high rated. So we've still got the bench to go, guys. What I need, like, obviously I'm not actually going to play with this draft, right? Well, I might just off camera, but this is more for the purpose of the video. So we carry on drafting. What is the best chem style? Isn't it Cat? No, wait, not Cat. It's diving, handling, and positioning, whatever that one is. Or reflexes, speed, and kicking isn't what we want. It's diving, handling, and kicking is a pretty good one. So I'm going to take this guy here because he's got a good chem style, which I want to put onto. Oh, David De Gea already has it. So the chem style for the goalkeeper doesn't matter. Next up, we are going to be taking... Abdennour would be a good shout. With Anchor as well. So we will take Abdennour, even if he doesn't go into the team. We've got him with Anchor, which is very, very helpful. I do need a midfielder that's going to help me at some point. We get Danilo as well. Now I'm going to take Danilo, regardless of chem styles, because now we can actually go full La Liga... apart from one centre midfielder. So if we can get a good centre midfielder, although we've just got Wayne Rooney. Oh my god, even better, we've got the Paul Pogba. We will take the Paul Pogba. He will go in there. That puts us up to 90 chem. Those boys down there, that's a fantastic left-hand side, not going to lie. I just need something to help Cristiano Ronaldo. I need a Real Madrid centre midfielder. Toni Kroos, a James Rodriguez, a Luka Modric, or like a Karim Benzema. Something that's actually going to help him. Now here, if we put... We're going to take San Jose. San Jose just fits into the team. Boost our chemistry up to 97 now, which is obviously very helpful. We need a La Liga striker or a Liga Santander striker, whatever we're calling them these days. We get Nolito, we get Candreva, Berardi. None of these dudes are helpful. That's a shame. I mean, like Giovinco's our biggest problem because we don't have anyone to put there for him. What we could do is put Felipe Anderson at left mid, left forward, and Ronaldo up at like striker, but although he won't get the right chemistry. We're going to take here, we're going to take Candreva for finisher. No, we're going to take Fekir with Hawk. Hawk's the best chem style there. So we'll take Fekir, and then last but not least, we are going to be taking Dries Mertens, Insigne, Mario Gaspar. Nothing here is too helpful, so we'll take Nolito again with the Hunter. So, this here, guys, what we've got here is the team and the chem styles. At the point in which you pick your last player, the chem styles now have locked to the position. So no matter who I change and put in this left wing position, Catalyst will end up on them. It's going to be quite hard to explain. It's easy to explain at the same time as it's hard to explain, right? What you want to do is find out where you want to put the players that you want to put on those chem styles. And I know that doesn't necessarily make sense, but for example, we've got Parolo on Hunter, Ronaldo on Catalyst, right? So I want Ronaldo to have Hunter, and Parolo doesn't make it into my team. So I'm going to throw Parolo up there instead of Ronaldo. And although it says Parolo still has Hunter and Ronaldo still has Catalyst, that's not the truth. I also want, who am I going to be playing up front? Felipe Anderson. I also want Felipe Anderson to have Hunter. So I'm going to swap Felipe Anderson with Nolito because Nolito has Hunter, Felipe Anderson has Sniper, and I want Felipe Anderson to have Hunter because he's actually going to sit into our team, so we swap them two around. Now, I also want Lionel Messi to have Hunter. So Kante going on to basic is fine. We swap those two around. Lionel Messi goes in the spot where Kante was. Now, I know that it still says Hunter on Kante's card, and it still says basic on Messi's card, but because you've swapped those two around, the chem styles are already locked to the position. Now, the team rating and the chemistry is getting screwed up. I get it. Who do I want to have Shadow on my team? Well, obviously, I don't want the right back to have Hunter, so I want something that's going to be useful for the right back, which will be Anchor. So we're going to swap Abdenor and Carvajal. Abdenor is now sitting in a Hunter spot, and Carvajal is sitting on an Anchor spot. And I also want Shadow to be on any one of my centre-backs. Now, Bailly's already got a good card with a good chem style. This guy here has got Gladiator, so I want him to get Shadow off of Cancelo. So I've swapped them around. And I know this is going to seem confusing, right? But trust me, it's going to make sense. Last but not least, we've got Pogba. Catalyst on Shaw is fine. Would prefer like a Shadow, but I don't think I have another Shadow available. I don't have a Shadow available. So Backbone, I would prefer Backbone on... No, I suppose Catalyst on Pogba is fine. Catalyst on Shaw is also fine. What else have we got? We've got Sniper. We've got a Catalyst here, but I don't really want a Catalyst on a centre-back. Rafinha, I don't want Hunter on. I prefer Catalyst on Rafinha. So we're going to swap those two around to give him a Catalyst. And I want this guy, I'm going to swap these two around as well, because this guy here, Parolo, is in a Catalyst spot and Ronaldo's in the Hunter spot. So I want this CDM to have the Catalyst chem style. So this, guys, right, this looks like an absolute cluster bomb of nonsense. I know it does. But what you've got to remember is at the point where you pick the last player, the chem styles all lock, right? And I'm going to go into another draft and show something a bit different as well. I won't show the whole draft, but I'll show something a bit different. So I'm now going to pick the manager, and once I pick the manager, all the chem styles are all going to change back to the positions they were locked in, and the players are then going to have chem styles that are suited to them. Now, obviously, I would prefer a Portuguese or a La Liga. There we go, Liga Santander. I keep calling it La Liga. I apologise. Right, nothing's changed. Wait, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Nothing's changed. You've got your FUT draft summary. You've got your 3 best players. Great players, by the way. You've got a 145 team. Magnificent. What are you talking? What even changed? Nothing changed. Well, this is where it changes. And as you can see, it works. Cristiano Ronaldo now has a Hunter chemistry style and goes in there. San Jose now has a Catalyst chemistry style. Rafinha now has a Catalyst chemistry style. Felipe Anderson now has a Hunter chemistry style. There was no edits made here, guys. This is still the same team. Lionel Messi now has a Hunter chemistry style. Zeta has a Shadow chemistry style. Who's our right back? Danilo is not a right back. Carvajal now has his Anchor chemistry style. Brilliant. We kept the same stuff on the Man United boys because they actually had pretty decent chem styles for themselves. But although this, let's swap those two around. Although this team is only up to 98 chemistry, and I'm sure one of you guys could probably figure out a way to get it to 100 chem. Maybe a Nolito here. No, he doesn't work. I'm sure one of you guys are able to figure out how to get it to 100 chem. But for the sake of this video is about showing how the chem styles work. And what we've got here now is our 3 attackers on Hunters, our 3 midfielders on Catalyst, and our defence on the Man United boys are still on what they were on, and then the right back and the right centre back are on Anchor and Shadow, which is perfect. So yeah, we haven't got like the best team. It's not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. We've got a decent bench. We've got some good backup players by way of Giovinco, Cancelo, Kante, even Danilo is a solid player to have there. We've got some good players. In fact, if we put Danilo at striker, he gets more chem. Wait, let's do that, and then let's grab Ronaldo here. Boom, there we go. That's even better still. Now Danilo will just come off as a player. He won't stay on there. But that puts us up to 185 team, guys. I know people are confused at this, right? So I'm going to show an easier way to understand how to manipulate and move chem styles. I'm going to go into another game real quick. I'm going to quit the game, and then I'm going to build a draft, leaving just one spot open to explain again, reiterate exactly what we've done here. I will be right back. Okay guys, so what I want you to do in your drafts, and just to make this like a little bit easier and a little bit clearer, is not pick your final player. And I'll explain why. As you can see here guys, I've built a full team. It's a 182 team. At this point, because I haven't picked my final player, the chem styles are not locked to a position. You can change them around and those players will carry the chem styles with them. So what I propose that you guys to do to make it a bit easier is sort your chem styles by the actual chem style so that you know where everything is, so you can then decide how best to assume each chem style to each player that you want. For example, we'll sort the hunters in at first. Have we got any more hunters? We've got no more hunters. Then we'll sort the shadows. Because right now, guys, the chem styles are not locked to positions, right? So we'll put a shadow there. Oh, wow, I've picked an absolute abundance of shadow chem styles, which isn't a problem. We'll go shadow here. I think I've got too many catalysts to fit them all in there, haven't I? We've got another shadow here. So we'll throw the shadow. So what we have on the bench is nothing but hunter and shadow. So for our defensive midfielder and our attack, we've got them covered. We can just throw them in those spots. For catalyst, for any of our midfielders, we'll throw the catalyst here, and we'll throw the other catalyst in the goal spot so that we know where the catalysts are, because remembering where the chem styles are is going to be quite important. After that, you want to look at your basic chem styles. So we'll throw basic in at right back. Have we got any more basics? Juan Mata is on basic as well. We'll throw Juan Mata in there. We've got a sentinel. We've got Hawks. Let's throw Hawks in. So Hawk goes there. Hawk goes there. I don't know how the goalkeepers work necessarily, so I don't know. We obviously do want to get the two goalkeepers having different chem styles. I want, right now, Schmeichel has basic. I want him to have glove, so we're going to send those two there. We've then got Gladiator, Guardian, Sentinel, and Architect. Now, these are all chem styles. I don't specifically think are that relevant to the game other than Sentinel, but because we have already 4 shadows, we're going to be throwing our shadow cards on our 4 defenders when we need to, right? So what we've got, guys, is 4 hunters, 4 shadows, well, 6 shadows, a catalyst at left wing, a catalyst at centre back. We then got basic, Hawk, Guardian, Gladiator, Architect, Sentinel, and then the 2 goalkeepers. And this is relevant because at the moment that you pick the final player, that is when the chem styles lock in. Right now, they're not locked in. Like if I change, if I change the Shadow and Hunter, what we looked at before, you would now expect George Best to end up with Shadow. But because we haven't picked the final player, the chem styles haven't locked to the position. So we sort the chem styles, so it's easier for us to remember who we want where and how. So with that in mind, we then pick the last player. Now the player could be quite important to your team. If we get a BPL striker, that would be ideal. We don't, so we're going to have to keep George Best there. So what do we want as a chem style here? Ultimately, none of this is that important to us. I wouldn't be using this on any of our players, so we'll just take a player that could be helpful to us, which is Nolito. We'll throw Nolito in there. Now, the chem styles are locked. So, if I swapped around Baines and Best, and then picked the manager, Best would end up with a Shadow, Baines would end up with a Hunter. Of course, we want our team to have the best chem styles. And you're probably thinking, this is a little bit too extreme just for some chem styles. I do kind of get that mentality, but at the same time, no, it's not too extreme. Because of how important chem styles are this year, I think this is a very important thing to do. So, we want Kasper Schmeichel to have glove chem style. We just swap those 2 around. This goalkeeper is now going to end up with his basic chem style. Schmeichel is going to end up with glove. Happy days. We want Nathaniel Klein to have Shadow, of course. Why the hell would we not? We also want Leighton Baines to have Shadow. So we're going to leave Leighton Baines there. We're going to replace Klein with a guy that we're not going to use. Because Berardi we might use. But we're going to replace Klein with Ivanov there. So now Klein will get Shadow. Ivanov will get Sentinel. We're going to take Vertonghen, who we want to have Shadow. And we're going to give him in there instead of Thiago. Thiago's now going to get Gladiator. Gladiator is going to improve Thiago's shooting and defending. Not necessarily ideal, but not the end of the world. We want Matip to get the chem style, and we're going to swap Matip for Gabriel, because Gabriel is not going to be playing for us. It's going to be Matip as our other centre back alongside Vertonghen. So there you go. Now Gabriel is going to be taking Guardian, and then we have our 4 defenders, guys. Baines, Klein, Matip and Vertonghen, they're all going to have Shadow. Now, we want Coutinho to have Hunter or Catalyst. So we'll swap Coutinho with Kishna. Boom. Now, Coutinho is going to have Catalyst. Kishna will take his Shadow card. Finisher for Nolito is fine because he's not going to be playing anyway. He's going to be coming on as a sub at best. Then we want our attackers sorted, guys. So we want to get this guy Martial as a Hunter. So we swap him with Azpilicueta. We want to get Niasse here as a Hunter, so we swap him with this random dude here. And our final attacker is... Who's our right mid? It's Deulofeu. So Deulofeu's on Catalyst. Boom, we'll put Bruno Cesar in there. So now, Deulofeu, Niasse, Martial and Best, which are our 4 wingers and attackers, are going to have Hunter. We also wouldn't mind getting Coutinho on Hunter, but I don't think I have a 5th one. I only had 4. So Coutinho at Cam is going to have to sit on anything but Hunter. We would want for Coutinho probably Hawk, but I don't think we have... Oh, we do have a Hawk. There you go. So we've got Hawk, which is Aspas. So then we swap Aspas and Coutinho. Coutinho will now be... Oh, didn't I put Catalyst on Coutinho? I swapped Coutinho and Kishna, didn't I? To give him Catalyst. Dribbling, pace and passing. No, that's perfect. I'm actually going to give Juan Mata Hawk. Even though Coutinho is our starter, I'm going to give Juan Mata Hawk. And I want to give Wanyama also Catalyst if we have a spare one. Did we have a spare one? We had 2 Catalysts, didn't we? We had the goalkeeper was Catalyst. So we're going to throw Wanyama in there. Wanyama's now going to pick up Catalyst because we had our goalkeeper spot was Catalyst. So this, guys, is now going to give us... Our left mid is going to have Hunter. Our strikers are going to have Hunter. Our right mid is going to have Hunter. Our CDM and centre-backs are all going to have Shadow or Catalyst. Our Cam is going to have Catalyst. And our goalkeeper is going to have Glove. It's going to be perfect. And I tried to make this a little bit more simple by doing it again. I feel like it's just as complicated as you might have felt like it was before. So if it is just as complicated, I truly apologise. But when the chem styles change and we put the players into place, we get a 107 squad rating, by the way, guys, which is just tragic. Now that the chem styles are going to have been changed, we're going to build our team back. And as expected, we've got Schmeichel has Glove. The CDM, Wanyama, has Catalyst. Fantastic. We're going to put our defence in. Leighton Baines on Shadow. We're going to have Nathaniel Klein on Shadow. We are going to have Joel Matip on Shadow. And we are going to be having Vertonghen on Shadow. We're also going to be having Coutinho on Catalyst, which is exactly what we wanted. We're going to have our right mid, which is not George Best. It is Deulofeu on Hunter. Could potentially argue that like Hawk or Catalyst would be better served, but for the sake of argument for the video there, we're going to put those on Hunter. George Best will be going up at striker on Hunter, and Anthony Martial at left midfield on Hunter. And look at what we've got, guys. We have got a team: 4 Hunters, 4 Shadows, 2 Catalyst, 1 Glove. I would probably have preferred to have put Shadow on Wanyama, and I think we had a spare Shadow, didn't we? We did. I could have swapped Wanyama with Berardi and given him a Shadow, or with Kishna and given him a Shadow, but I didn't really see that. And what you're left with, guys, is you are left with a team that gets massive pace boost everywhere because 100 chem, everyone's on 10 chem with exception of George Best. And then really important key stat attributes. And if you guys underestimate the importance of chemistry and chem styles this year, you are doing yourself an injustice in the game to the point where you will lose games because of it. If you use this glitch, this trick, this hack, I don't know what it is, but it's something, to your advantage, it will help you win considerably more drafts because your opponents that don't know about it won't have that same advantage. It gives you an edge in the draft. I only found out about this today, yesterday or so, to figure out how to do it. I never used it before. I haven't used it in Draft to Glory or anything, but sure as hell I will now going forwards. And once again, I want to thank the community for sending me the information. You know, the fact that this has been in the game since the start of FIFA 16, for me, is quite surprising, because usually I find out about things like this pretty quick. This time it's taken me just over a year to find out about it, so a bit sad there. But yeah, use this. I don't know if EA can patch this. I don't know if EA will patch this. I don't know if this sort of thing even gets on EA's radar, because it's quite an extensive thing to get into, to figure out how to work out. And it affects the way people draft, definitely, but not to an extent, in my opinion, where it's like, okay, we're going to need to fix this. Now, I quit 2 drafts in the first round, of course. I'm hoping for a Liga NOS or an MLS player here in this pack would be quite nice. What do we get? We get an MLS centre back. Oh, there's another MLS player in there as well. So we spent 30k on draft tokens. Oh, this guy's only like 10k. That's sad. We'll send him to the trade pile, and we'll go and have a look at this guy as well. And I don't think this guy sells for much, because this club has a lot of gold. So, oh wow. I don't know, maybe like 4k for him as well. But we did make some coins back there, which is pretty damn good. We've got a few gold packs as well. Now, I've seen some people get some stuff in gold packs. So if the EA gods are with us today, that would be fantastic, but most probably not. I understand, guys, this has probably become quite a long video. I didn't really intend it to be a super long video. I wanted it to be like quick, efficient information. But this is quite complex to understand, and is really helpful going forward. So I wanted to make sure I was thorough in my information, and that you guys got the message. And of course, if there are any questions about it, put them in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer them, but it should be quite self-explanatory. It should be quite straightforward and easy to understand in what it is, because it's not difficult. When you, like, once you've done it once, it's not difficult to understand and to, you know, to continue to achieve. All you've got to do is put your mind to it, and what I would suggest is actually writing down on a pen and paper, or getting your iPhone or iPad or Android or whatever out, and marking down what position has what chem style. So then you could just change your players to the chem styles, get the manager in, and then you know, switch the players back around after the manager's in. That would probably be the easiest thing to do. But I'll leave it up to you guys to try and you know, figure out exactly how and why you want each chem style on each player. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. So if you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.